So I have a box of 2024 Leaf Decadence Multisport. This one's all killer, no filler. So each box has 3 autographs in it. And one of them is going to be a multi-signature card. All right. So as we've seen in the original Decadence Multisport that came out a couple of years ago, very high quality framed autographs, very big names possible. All right. Talking about world of, soccer and guys like Messi, Pelé. All right. I'm sure they have enough Pelé stickers to last them a while. Cristiano Ronaldo, Erling Haaland, and then biggest names in like football that you see, like Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith. We've been seeing a lot of Peyton and Eli in Leaf products lately. Baseball, we've been seeing your Albert Pujols and Ichiro. A very big top name product from Leaf here. And if you go into buy now into our store, I thought I pinned it, but let me see if when I put everything else into here, maybe that knocked it out. Still learning. Yeah, I think it took it out. Pin item. All right, so that's pinned to the top there. So basically how this would work, it's a hit draft. One spot gets you one card. We randomize the list using random.org. And again, you have 3 spots available for one box. I do have a 3-box case. So if we want to have a good time tonight, that's always something that we can run another and another. Then I'd run out. I only went for 1 case this year. I don't know. The way things are, it might be the only opportunity for us to do it here. I know the last time I did the I Play America show in Freehold, New Jersey, every time I bring a case of this, it gets sold. So I have one person who is particularly fond of these, but I want to put this out, this opportunity for everybody to be able to take a crack at this. Again, it's $325 for one spot and 2 regular individual autographs, but 1 multi-signature card. All right. A lot of times these boxes produce some big stuff. A big proponent of the Leaf stuff. Just did a small break, actually. Was it last night or night before? Nice box of Pro Set Metal. And we got the lenticular hit was like Carson Beck. I already sold that today in the shop. He threw for like 5 touchdowns in one game. Leaf puts a lot of good, for the NIL guys, for the regular hobby stuff, a lot of good, like for football, Heisman Trophy guys. Baseball, you have the top prospects, sometimes even before they're really on the radar. Leaf is good at getting ahead of it, and Onyx, I feel, is good at getting ahead of it too. There's a new company called Pulse who seems to be working the same thing. And then when you have the multi-sport stuff with Leaf, like when I opened that Electrum on camera the other day, and you're going to get solid names. We're looking to hopefully get this going by 8:15 maybe. I'm sure once the first person jumps in, it'll make it a lot easier for 2 and 3 to come along as well. So hopefully we can get things rocking with that. We also have about 50-something other things in the shop. I got to get some more stuff added in there, but Doing a show this weekend, doing a show the next weekend. So I also don't want to go too crazy because there's probably going to be some things I'm going to be sold out of, and got to keep good track of that. So, but everything I have in the shop right now, currently in stock. All right. I added a bunch of wrestling in there. Tried to add some things that are different that you're just not going to necessarily find easily on here. All right. Wouldn't be surprised if that Bowman Jumbo draft doesn't last the weekend. Got some 2020 Bowman draft still in stock, 2020 Finest Baseball, 2020 Illusions Football, hobby boxes. I got a case of Legacy 2020. So, we got a mix of things, a mix of years. If you think Decadence is fun, Leaf Pearl Multisport, that's a big one right there. That's an 11 card product that can also be broken down. You know what? If anybody sees a box that they like, but they don't want to go all in on it, we can figure out a way to do group breaks for some of these. That's how we did that Stadium Club box the other day. We have a little Select La Liga soccer in here. 2023 Bowman's Best Baseball. That's a fun little hobby box. How about Immaculate Baseball? All right. So that's $5.75 for a box. It's a 6-card box. So we could do a draft at $100 a card. Leaf Eclectic Baseball. So 4 autos per box and 3 base. Basically, oh no, that one's just 4 autos. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of a different one that's got 3 base in it. So 4 autos per box. So we can just split that up and do 4 spots for something like that and do a hit draft just like we're doing with Decadence. So Leaf is pretty easy to do a hit draft with. We can even start off tonight with something super cheap. Leaf Perfect Game National Showcase. So we have it up here for $129 a box. There's 20 autos. I mean, if we wanted, we could do it at like $7 a spot and do a 20 spot break. Throwing some options out there. 2023 Leaf Trinity Baseball, Leaf Vivid Baseball, Onyx Vintage Extended. All right, that's got 2 autos, 2 base cards, so that'd probably just be good for a rip and ship. $55. You got some very strong names in there, including Paul Skeen signed for the product, and Ethan Salas. 2023 Onyx Vintage Premium, just a little bit more, little fancier cards, hand numbered, right? And it's just the 2 autos. Oh, I did sell one box today. Hold on, I gotta fix this. I just sold that UFC box a few minutes ago. So that is no longer available. Pro Set Pure. If you like repacks, an interesting one we have is 2024 Fire Baseball Relics. There's 2 hits in a box. All right. A lot of older names in there. So we had like a nice on-card auto Bob Feller from the early 2000s out of an Upper Deck product. We had like flawless hits, Ted Williams relics, some decent stuff. Focuses on the older players for the most part, but there's also a little bit of modern in there. So some of the hits could be like Project 2020 or Project 70 cards. So we had a nice Trout come out of one of those not too long ago. If you like kicking it old school, 2024 Historic Autographs Originals back to back. It's basically a slab with on one side a cut signature and on the back side a vintage card of that player. Some of the names that we've hit, guys like Ralph Branca, Casey Stengel, one of my favorites. It's not from that set. All right. That's one of the sets where it's kind of normal size, but most of the previous original sets were done as either booklets or just like larger slabs. And I ended up with this one out of strips, full letter of authenticity, and it's Ray Schalk. And it's got a strip card and it's got a cut signature auto. So who knows the significance of this guy here? Trying to get some chatter going on in the chat. We're done. So I don't know if anybody's ever seen the movie 8 Men Out. Well, there's 9 players on a team, right? This was the catcher. So it was known that he wouldn't go along with it. And probably, even though he'd be risking his life doing it, he'd probably make sure and rat out who was trying to fix the games. So he went and basically he went on to be a Hall of Fame catcher and have a nice career, and everybody else got thrown out of baseball. So why it pays to do the right thing. Gotcha. Well, I hope he gets better soon. So and I don't know. There's only one person watching right now. I'm trying on here. So that's what we got to do. We got to put something up that's appealing and get it ripped. There's a lot of noise going on upstairs. So again, Leaf Electra Multisport, I kind of showed that off a little bit at the last one. I'm sorry to hear. Definitely we'll keep that in prayer. Leaf Pop Century, another one we could do as a hit draft. We have Vivid Football, Vivid Baseball, Press Pass Football, Pro Set Metal Football. All these things we could set up as breaks if anybody makes such a request. We got 2024 Topps Chrome Black. Those have been getting a little bit scarce. You could go for something that's a guarantee. How about the Leaf Muhammad Ali Legacy? Those come with a cut signature and 2 memorabilia cards per box. They are either fight worn or training worn items. We even got these little fig pins. They're fun. We have jerseys, mini helmets. So basically, anybody looking for anything, just let me know. And of course, our main goal for tonight is to get this box break of Leaf Decadence to happen. I got a full case here. We could do more than just one. Looking for somebody to start us off. Again, Leaf Decadence Multisport. 3 hits per box. One is going to be a multiple signature card. And I wanted something posted today that was going to be intriguing. So $325 a spot. This one's definitely all killer, no filler. And Gorgeous cards. They're all framed autos. Basically, this is like Leafs national treasures compared to if Pearl was like flawless, right? So if you're trying to get an idea of what tier product this is. And basically, I don't know, this is what I got for tonight. This is my attempt. So almost had a no-hitter today in baseball. And as a Mets fan, I'm kind of glad it didn't go through because, again, we're in a critical time here. And you've still got some time left before the playoffs. Mets are trying to keep it going. And you have a pitcher throwing a no-hitter. First batter in the ninth inning, Francisco Lindor hits a game-tying home run. Game-tying at the time. This is what I don't get about the modern game. They take the pitcher out because he's at 119 pitches. He's been pitching fine all the way up to 118. One gets put over the fence. Oh, well, just put in a fresh arm, put in a reliever. That reliever goes on to give up 4 runs in like a third of an inning. I don't remember if he lasted 1/3, 2/3, might have been 2/3 of an inning. And then they bring somebody else in. It's not like these guys don't get paid. You got somebody who's doing well. I'm not saying pitch him 150 pitches, but what if he gets 2 quick outs, 2 outs on 8 pitches, 127? What's the difference? I just don't get what the modern game has done to change some of the strategies. So what we need to do is get this break filled. Then we'll probably have a few fun names to talk about. We are one day away from the start of week 2 of football season. I seem to start out the same way every year. I get one of the higher, top 3 point totals in fantasy for the week and just manage to find the 1 or 2 teams that beat me, that could beat me. And then key player ends up injured. I think this is like the 4th year in a row I've had that happen. How's everybody else doing on fantasy? I'm projected to win this week too. I feel like when I'm projected to win, I don't. And then when it looks like it's going to be a close loss, I manage to pull it out. Looks like I got one player that's questionable. I think I'm going to have to switch him out. Yeah, I have a better linebacker available probably anyway. So, Leaf Decadence. Let's see if we can get a little checklist up on this. Maybe Beckett. For a lot of years, I used this site called Group Break Checklists to price breaks. Been doing breaks for like 10 years now. And then it kind of just stopped updating. I like to use Cardboard Connection too. But I've noticed that Leaf has really gotten into Leaf. Beckett has really gotten into the checklist. So now, like, they even have good details on the Leaf checklists. What are some of the things we can pull out of Leaf Decadence besides what's in the sell sheet there? So, I mean, for baseball, that's a good one right there, Shohei Ohtani. You got guys like Joe Namath. I guaranteed it. This would be a pretty sick hit right here. All right, you see those four signatures: Shohei Ohtani, Steph Curry, Messi, and Carlos Alcaraz. Well, that card has a back too. Conor McGregor, Brock Purdy, Erling Haaland, and Ronald Acuna Jr. So basically, if they're big if they're big now, they're on there. So there's 57 autograph subjects on the base cards. All right. So it's not like it's a watered down checklist. Very big names kind of mixed into here. We'll pull out a few highlight names. So guys like Allen Iverson, Brock Purdy, Carlos Alcaraz, Conor McGregor, Cristiano Ronaldo, Drew Brees, Dan Marino, Floyd Mayweather Jr., Giannis. Oh, that's an interesting one. Jade Cargill. I don't know. She's sloppy, man. That's a pretty good one that they probably had stickers of her because she's been in WWE long enough now. Julius Erving, Joe Montana is always a staple. Jerry West, Larry Bird, Messi, Mookie Betts, Margot Robbie. That's an interesting one in there. Mike Tyson, Nolan Ryan, Paul Skeens is in the product. That's intriguing too. Ric Flair, Rafa Nadal, Steph Curry, Sandy Koufax, Shohei Ohtani. Shaun White's a pretty good signature to pull. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, good soccer one there. So, I mean, I just named probably about easily a third of the checklist. Then you have Decade 2030. So now this one's going to be a little more like younger athletes. So you got the big pickleball name, Annalie Waters, Anthony Volpe for the Yankees, Brock Purdy, Carlos Alcaraz. He's just in the beginning of his career. Joe Burrow, Jackson Churio, Juju Lewis, Jalen Milroe, Paul Skeens. All right. Now, dual autos. You got some pretty good combinations on these dual autos. Bo and Boz, Carlos Alcaraz and Arina Sabalenka, Conor McGregor and Randy Couture. That's a nice combo there. Floyd Mayweather and Michael Buffer. I like that one. Giannis and Damian Lillard. I like Greg Maddux and Pedro Martinez as a combo there. That's pretty cool. Namath and Montana, Namath and Bradshaw, Ricky Henderson and Mookie Betts, Messi and Zidane, Messi and Ibrahimovic, Tyson and Buffer, Tyson and Riddick Bowe. Well, this is Priscilla Presley and Reggie Jackson. That's a unique combo there. Peyton and Eli, Ric Flair and Dory Funk Jr., Sandy Koufax and Joe Namath. That's, I think, more of a time thing. Sandy Koufax and Vin Scully. Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts. Curry and Stephon Marbury. Steve Carlton and Randy Johnson. All right. Then you have the emulsion autographs. That's an even thinner checklist. That's 23 cards. Iverson, Bo, Conor McGregor, Emmett, Montana, Namath, West, Messi, Ohtani. All right. Inscribed autos. Tons of I'm not even going to. It's not even just the name there at this point. It's like, what did they write on the card too? All right. I wonder if Corbin Burnson, so he was in the movie Major League. I wonder if he wrote "Strike That Mother Out." I've had baseballs that we pulled with that inscription on it. At least push the envelope with some of their inscriptions on the past. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, Pete Weber for bowling. That could be good. But yeah, we go over these names real quick. Some of these players have multiple inscriptions that they did. So it's a 40-card list, but it's not just 40 names. So I'm going to list all the names and I guess use your imagination and think of some of the inscriptions that could come out. Barry Sanders, Corbin Burnson, Charlie Sheen, Dominique Wilkins, Hulk Hogan, Johnny Bench has like 5 different ones. Joe Namath, James Worthy, Jerry West, Magic Johnson has like 6 different ones. Nolan Ryan, Pete Weber, Ric Flair, Ricky Henderson, Robert Ory, Randy Johnson, and Tom Berenger. So you got 3 guys from the cast of Major League in there. Not of this earth autographs. Only 18 in that checklist. Bo Jackson, Carlos Alcaraz, Giannis, Joe Burrow, Julius Erving, John Elway, Lionel Messi, Mookie Betts, Neymar Jr., Nolan Ryan, Randy Johnson, Steph Curry, Shaq, Shaun White, Tyreek Hill, Tom Hiddleston, Tracy McGrady, and Zinedine Zidane. That's the whole list. I mean, that's pretty solid all around. I didn't feel like skipping 2 or 3 names. Then you have the octet. All right, 16 different combinations, and just like that one that I showed you earlier, I mean that's a money card anytime it comes out. Poetry in Motion, 9 cards, not as strong of a checklist as some of the other ones, but you do have Alcaraz, Michael Phelps, Shaun White, and Ibrahimovic. 4 Legends autographs. So it looks like these are 4 Legends. Looks like they're all bound together by sport. I don't think they do any like wild mixes on these. Sometimes you get like some crazy stuff, but 4 signature card. And there's some fun names on this one too. Gotta assume the soccer one is the strongest. They have an interesting one that's all Cowboys. So Jimmy Johnson, Emmitt Smith, Larry Allen, Michael Irvin. You got quarterbacks, Brett Favre, Drew Brees, Eli Manning, Steve Young. You got a card full of running backs, a card full of baseball catchers, point guards. Epic 3 autographs has a little bit of interesting mixes in it. Hey, I'm a big fan of the female athlete cards. You have Sue Bird, Kelsey Plum, and Paige Buchers tied together. Jade Cargill, Sasha Banks, and Mandy Rose. Magic, Dr. J, and Larry Bird. That combination obviously has come together for a long time. If you get the right rookie card. Shavkat Rakhmonov, Conor McGregor, Randy Couture. That's a pretty solid MMA hit. Mike Schmidt, Chipper Jones, Scott Rowland. They must have all some sort of a combination in common. Oh, yeah, they all hit well against the Mets. Franchise 6, so you have 6 player autograph cards. Looks like they're all pretty much tied too. So there's not like the octets where you got some wild combinations where like you can see like 4 big names from 4 different sports, you know. So that's the goal for tonight is to try to see if we can get that to break. Again, I have not just 1 box, but a full case of 3. So figure we'll give it another 10 minutes. All right. We're also open to any other rip and ships that are up on the list here. Don't know if we've had any Facebook comments since I started reading that checklist. It would appear not. So, Leaf Decadence. That's a pretty good breakdown of what's in the product, what you're shooting for. 3 boxes available. My goal, let's try and knock 1 out tonight. And trying to think of some other things in sport going on right now. Yeah, you got I guess probably a little clarity in the WNBA Rookie of the Year question. I feel like there was going to be a lot of resistance by media writers to name Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese didn't make it through the season, so I guess if you were leaning towards her, maybe it's a little bit harder now. I don't understand why it's not so clear cut. Don't get me wrong. Caitlin Clark is not the next Michael Jordan. She don't play defense. Defense may get better. I think best case scenario, and it's not a bad thing. It's my favorite player. She projects more to be more of like a Larry Bird. She's not a selfish player. One of the things that she's constantly getting double digits in is assists. And this was a team that was the worst team in the league last year. So she's passing the ball to players who may not necessarily be the best shooters either. And, you got to do what you got to do to make your team better. And they moved some players around. They gave some younger players an opportunity. And that's a playoff team right there. All right. She's not Michael Jordan. She's also not going to be MVP. All right. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. I think Asia Wilson's got that on lockdown. Maybe for the next 2 or 3 years, she's going to be the one you think of as league MVP before Clark, right? That takes a little time to develop, I think. So again, if anybody's looking for any Angel Reese autographs, though, I have some. I think they're going to take a little bit of a hit. They were doing pretty good at 125. I bought the on-demand ones that Leaf did. So they did 2 photos, one of her playing and one with the ring. We bought a few of each, but I was actually hoping some of those, like they have the Continuum set that they had been doing. Some of those players, there were some oddball ones. Like I went crazy. I bought a whole bunch of the Jenny Finch ones. I think I got like 10. They only made I was surprised it was that low. It was like 100 and change. So I had a pretty decent percentage of those. But so Leaf Decadence 325 for a hit draft. You get 1 card. All right. Or you can get a whole box all to yourself for $9.49 and not chance that big hit goes elsewhere. So if anybody sees a box they'd like to be broken down into a group break, always looking for suggestions, and it's kind of guarantees somebody makes the first move so that there's something for everybody else to go after too. So I set this live stream up for Leaf Decadence, and wanted to kind of attract the eyes for those looking for something a little more higher end. So I figure we'll put that in there. A little bit bigger. We did a Stadium Club Baseball 2018, kind of surfing for Shohei. Did not get Shohei, though. Got Austin Hayes. He's the one they traded to the Phillies, right? Orioles traded him to the Phillies. Yeah. Oh, he's on the injured list right now. Looks like he was hurt a little bit before as well in the beginning of the year. Yeah, not much output this year, but average close to 20 home runs a year the last 3 years. So he's going to end up a free agent too. He did a 1-year deal, looks like. Oh no, arbitration eligible. So he won't be a free agent until 2026. He's got 2 more years of arbitration. So the Phillies got him down for a little bit. So again, we've got plenty of choices to choose from here as we're live in the store. Can't get it to. There we go. Wire was stuck. All right, plenty of boxes to choose from. We got some retail stuff. Got the fun stuff in the middle, some vintage boxes back there, 2 big sections of Leaf you can't really see. We've got music and movies. We've got some toys. So if you're looking for anything, shout it out in the comments. And I guess that's going to be it for right now. So we got, say, 15. That was what I set it for. If we have no movement by 8:15, we'll move on. And we'll come back. We'll plan another show. And maybe we'll bring a different break to the table. And that's pretty much it. So anybody have anything for me? Again, we're still holding strong here. We're shifting over things to Whatnot. And we're looking forward to ripping you a new one. So if anybody needs anything, just let me know. I am going to log off in about a minute. Again, if you go to buy now in our Whatnot store, there's quite a few things ready to be bought now. And if anybody wants to get us started on this Leaf Decadence break, obviously I'm going to stay on longer to try to fill that thing and get that thing running tonight. Leaf Decadence Multisport. All right, we've gone over a good chunk of the checklist during this broadcast. Big hit possibility, and it's 2 autographs plus 1 multi-signed autograph card per box. All right. Some are ones, some have the autographs on one side, 2 or 3, maybe 4. And then other ones, you're looking at 6 or even 8 autographs. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. And we'll be back. I don't know. I'm preparing for a show, so might not be back till Sunday. I gotta see how tomorrow packing goes. All right. Well, much appreciated as always, and we'll rip you a new one soon. Take care.